Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jaden Awan.
And I'm AC Hokett.
And weather is rather ugly out there today. Any relief later in the week, Hannah?
Definitely, we should be seeing beautiful weather later on in the week, but taking a look at what it's looking at right now, we're seeing mostly sunny skies with a temperature of 62 degrees, breezy conditions with winds from the west-southwest at 28 miles per hour, our humidity at 8%, dew point at 9 degrees, and our barometer reading at 29.52 inches. Looking at today overall, it was a colder one. 64 degrees was that high, which is below our average of 76 degrees. We had that overnight low of 32 degrees. Just 2 years ago, we set that record high of 89 degrees, and in 1979, that record low of 26 degrees. We received no rainfall today, so that keeps our yearly rainfall at 0.57 inches. That's all I have for your first look. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back with your national forecast later on in the show. Back to Jaden for more news.
One man is dead due to a head-on collision on US 54 near KRWG-TV-Public. The crash occurred early yesterday morning when a pickup truck crossed over into the opposite lane, hitting a semi-truck head-on. The driver, 25-year-old Jay Murray, was pronounced dead on the scene. The semi-truck driver was transported to a nearby hospital, with his condition is still unknown. Alcohol at this time is not believed to be a factor. A Santa Teresa man is facing charges after shooting a Sunland Park police officer on Saturday. Tony Gomez has 16 charges against him, including attempted first-degree murder and kidnapping. The cops rushed to Gomez's residence after a woman called them, alleging that he hit her with a rifle and attempted to shoot her when they arrived. Gomez shot at the police officers, hitting one twice. He surrendered himself shortly after and is being held in jail as he awaits trial. The police officer is expected to make a full recovery. And a year and a half after the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the Rust movie set, one person has been convicted. David Halls, the first assistant director of the film, formalized a plea deal to a misdemeanor charge of negligent use of a deadly weapon. Halls will receive no jail time, and instead he will serve 6 months of unsupervised probation, a $500 fine, 24 hours of community service, and is required to take a gun safety class. Halls is the only person to have taken a plea deal thus far.
NMSU will be welcoming U.S. Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg to campus. Representative Gabe Vasquez, Senator Ben Ray Lujan, and other members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus will join him. The Secretary and the lawmakers will hear from 3 NMSU students regarding the transportation-related research that they are conducting. The visit is tomorrow from 12 to 1 p.m. in the Corbett Center Auditorium. Yvette Harrell will also be coming to Las Cruces April 10th with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. The South Central Regional Transit District is Transit Agency of the Year. SCRTD has received the State of New Mexico's Rural Transit System of the Year Award for 2022. The award was presented at the New Mexico Transit Association Annual Leadership Conference. It honors one transit system which has demonstrated excellence in system performance based upon ridership, customer service, and financial management. The SCRTD was also acknowledged for providing emergency services to Sierra County's Senior Meals Program during the pandemic. Going, gone. This could be the fate of the lesser prairie chicken due to habitat loss. As of Monday, the bird is now considered an endangered species due to a significant decrease in their population. Estimated numbers fell from 33,504 in 2021 to 26,591 in 2022. Habitat protections have been implemented, however, the bird's overall population keeps failing. Stay tuned. Hannah will be back with your national forecast, and later Ben will have the scoop on sports.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Tuesday,
where news matters. After 1 year of legalizing recreational marijuana, New Mexico pot sales continue to skyrocket. With over 633 registered cannabis retailers across the state, over $300 million in recreational sales have been recorded. This, combined with an additional $187 million generated by medical marijuana sales, leaves New Mexico with nearly $30 million in tax revenue. This number is expected to continue to grow within the next year.
And Hannah is next with the national weather forecast.
Thanks, Jaden. Taking a look at our first map for today, we're going to take a look at what's been causing the cold weather and wind in our area. And that's because there's a southwest plunge in the jet stream that is bringing wind across the west. And this is causing 15 to 25 below historical averages in our temperature. Now, taking a look at my next map, we're going to take a look at how long we'll be in that high wind advisory for today. And that is until 9 p.m. tonight. And we're going to be experiencing gusts up to 60 to 75 miles tonight at those west winds 30 to 45 miles per hour. Now take a look at my next map. We're going to take a look at tips for driving in the wind. When you're in the wind, pull off the road as far as possible. Stop and turn off all lights. Set the emergency brake and take your foot off the brake and make sure your taillights aren't illuminated. And taking a look at my last map for tonight, we're going to take a look at that national forecast for tonight. Very cold across the western part of the United States. So we can see in Seattle, cold at 36 degrees. Albuquerque, windy conditions at 24 degrees. Oklahoma City, 41 degrees. Houston at 75 degrees. Lubbock at 38 degrees. And in the borderland, in El Paso, 37 degrees. That's all I have for your national forecast. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back with your New Mexico temperatures right after the break. Welcome back to News 22 Tuesday. Take a look at those current temperatures across New Mexico. We're seeing Farmington at 35 degrees, Albuquerque at 43 degrees, Ruidoso at 47 degrees, Las Cruces we're currently at 60 degrees, and out in Deming 55 degrees. Looking at tomorrow, we're going to warm up a little bit. We can see Clovis at 58 degrees, Roswell at 63 degrees, Albuquerque at 51 degrees, Las Cruces will be sitting at 65 for your high tomorrow, and Deming at 61 degrees. Taking a look at our neighboring cities tonight, in Alamogordo, we'll be seeing clear skies with a low of 30 degrees, sunny skies tomorrow with a high of 59 degrees. To the consequences, a low of 28 tonight. Tomorrow we'll be seeing mostly sunny skies with a high of 62 degrees. Out in Silver City, windy conditions will be present tonight with a low of 21 degrees, mostly sunny skies tomorrow with a high of 57. Here in Las Cruces tonight, we'll see windy conditions present as well with a low of 32 degrees. Tomorrow we'll see mostly sunny skies with a high of 65 degrees. That's all I have for New Mexico temperatures. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back with what your weather will look like for your Easter weekend. Back to Jaden for more news.
And Ben is next with sports.
Thanks, Jaden. Coming up in sports, the NMSU baseball team had a rough weekend. You can toss that remote because News 22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. I'm Ben Schlittler, and let's talk sports. NMSU baseball played a 3-game road series against the best baseball team in the WAC, Sam Houston State, over the weekend, and could not have gotten off to a worse start. On Friday, the Aggies lost 2-3, but their Saturday got off to a good start with a Kevin Jimenez home run and a 3-0 lead. But the rest of the game became a Bearcat bludgeoning, where the Aggies lost 17-4. Aggies rallied on Sunday to a 10-6 win, thanks in part to Kevin Jimenez's 7 RBIs. The Aggies were going to take on UNM tonight, however, that game has been postponed. The Aggie softball team also had a series against the conference leaders this weekend, taking on Grand Canyon, 2 much better results than the men. It was a close 3 games. Aggies took game 1 5-4, for the Lopes won a 5-8 slugfest as the nightcap of their Friday doubleheader. On Saturday, however, as the Lopes were ready to take the game 5-4, Kayla Bowen smashed it into the trees, hitting a 2-run home run to win the series for the Aggies and end the Lopes their first series loss of the year. Moving away from the diamond, the NMSU track team competed in a variety of meets over the last week, making history along the way. Though the Aggies did not take first, several school and personal records were set, including the women's 4x400 relay record, setting a blazing time of 3:39, beating the NMSU record. Aaliyah Logan also showed out, taking third in the 100-meter hurdles at 13.63 seconds. The next meet will be in Los Angeles, California from April 13th to the 15th. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Hannah will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast.
Let's take a look at our top stories. David Halls, the first assistant director of the Rust film, received a plea deal to a misdemeanor charge and will receive no jail time. And NMSU will be welcoming U.S. Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg to campus tomorrow afternoon.
And now, let's head over to Hannah for our look at our 5-day forecast.
taking a look at our 5-day forecast. If you're tired of those winds, good news for you. We're going to be looking at sunny skies for the rest of the weekend. Thursday and Friday, we're going to be hitting those mid-70s. As we head into Saturday and Sunday, 84 will be your high for Saturday. And for your Easter Sunday, 88 will be your high. A great day to take that Easter meal outside. Back to the desk to end us off.
Thanks, Hannah. And that's all for News 22 Tuesday. Thank you to Truth or Consequences Middle School for joining us tonight. And tune in tomorrow night for more news. I'm Jaden Awan.
And I'm AC Hokett, and from the whole News 22 team, Jaden, Hannah, Ben, and myself, good night.
This news brief in Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Buen día, soy Jorge Fonseca con las breves de hoy. Esta mañana el expresidente Donald Trump se declaró inocente de 34 delitos graves en un tribunal de Nueva York. La acusación formal alega que Trump falsificó los registros comerciales de Nueva York para ocultar información dañina antes de las elecciones presidenciales de 2016. Debido a ello, fue entregado por el servicio secreto a los tribunales para comparecer ante un juez. Como recordaremos, Trump recibió cargos por abuso de poder y obstrucción al Congreso durante su mandato en el 2019, lo que desencadenó una serie de controversias en los últimos años. Trump se convirtió en el primer expresidente con la posibilidad de ser encarcelado. Además, es el tercer presidente en ir por el proceso de destitución, después de Andrew Johnson en 1868 y Bill Clinton en 1998. A pesar de que aún se desconoce lo que suceda con Trump, él continuará con su campaña hacia la presidencia en el 2024. El pasado domingo, agentes de la patrulla fronteriza en la estación Isleta encontraron 140 migrantes en dos casas de escondite que llegaron de contrabando. El primer grupo, con 51 migrantes ilegales, que fue ubicado en la madrugada cerca de la calle North Loop y North Zaragoza. Los dos dueños de la residencia enfrentaban cargos federales por tráfico humano, mientras que el segundo grupo, con 94 migrantes, fue encontrado al mediodía. Todos ellos fueron detenidos para su deportación. El día de ayer, la Policía Estatal de Nuevo México respondió a un accidente que involucró a un semirremolque Kenworth 2023 y un GMC Envoy 2004 cerca de Carrizoso. El conductor de la GMC, Jake Drake Murray, de 25 años, viajaba hacia el sur por la 54 cuando el vehículo cruzó la línea central y chocó frente con el semirremolque que iba hacia el norte. Murray murió en la escena, mientras que el conductor de la Kenworth fue llevado a un hospital del área donde se desconoce su estado actual. La Policía Estatal sigue investigando este accidente. Esto ha sido todo por mi parte. Muchas gracias. Hasta pronto.